back to my YouTube channel DigiLearner. In today's video lesson come PowerPoint presentation, we shall discuss about silent features of the Indian Constitution. Part 2. Part 1 we have already discussed in our previous lesson. So we have already discussed 6 features. Now we shall discuss about next features one after another. The 7th feature or next feature of Indian Constitution is the fundamental duties of the citizen. In Part 4A, Article 51A of the Indian Constitution describe these 11 number of fundamental duties of the citizen. First, respect for the Constitution, the national flag and national anthem. Second, cherish the noble ideals of freedom struggle. Third, uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Fourth, defend the country and render national service when called. Promote common brotherhood of all the people of India and renounce any practice of derogatory to the dignity of the woman. Sixthly, preserve the rich heritage of a nation's composite culture. Seventhly, protect the natural environment, have a compassion for living creature, develop scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform, safeguard for excellence in all individuals in a collective activity, duty of parents to send their children to schools for getting education. So the fundamental duties are, however, not enforceable by the court of law. Next is the directive principles of state policy. The directive principles of state policy also another important features of the Indian Constitution. Part 4 of the Indian Constitution deals with the directive principles of state policy, provide one of the most striking features of the Indian Constitution. The directive principles are instruction to the state for securing socio-economic developmental objectives through these policies. These are to be implemented by both union and the states. For example, directive principles direct the state to ensure for the people adequate means of livelihood, fair distribution of wealth, equal pay for equal work for both men and women, protection of children, women, labor, youth, old age pension, social security, local self-government, protection of interest of weaker section of society, promotion of cottage industries, rural development, international peace, friendship, cooperation with other states. The aims of Part 4 or directive principle state policy is to secure and strengthen socio-economic democracy in India. Next feature is the bicameral legislature. The Constitution provides for a bicameral legislature at the union level. The Parliament is the union legislature which consists of 2 houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the lower popular, directly elected house of the Parliament. Presently, Lok Sabha has 545 members. The people of each state elect representatives in proportion to their population. The Rajya Sabha is the upper chamber or indirectly elected second house of the Parliament. It represents the states of the Indian Union. Presently, Rajya Sabha has 245 members. Out of these, 233 members are elected by all the state legislative assemblies and 12 are nominated by the President from among eminent persons from field of art, science, literature, social service, technology, etc. Odisha has 10 seats in the Rajya Sabha. Next is the single integrated judiciary. The Constitution provides for a single integrated judicial system common for the Union and the states. The Supreme Court of India works at the apex level, high courts at the state level, other courts work under high courts. There are 21 high courts working in all parts of India. High courts has been in existence since 1948. The Supreme Court is the highest court of land. It controls and runs the judicial administration of India. Then next feature, judicial review. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The Supreme Court acts as the guardian, protector, and interpreter of the Indian Constitution. It is also the guardian of the fundamental rights of the people. For this purpose, it exercises the power of judicial review. By it, the Supreme Court determines the constitutional validity of all laws made by the legislatures. It can reject any law which is found to be unconstitutional. Next is the secular state. India is a secular state. India gives a special status to no religion. There is no such thing as a state religion of India. This makes it different from theocratic states like the Islamic Republic of Pakistan and other Islamic countries. Further, Indian secularism guarantees equal freedom to all religion. The Constitution grants the right to religious freedom to all the citizens. Next feature is the India is a republic. You know, India is a republic state. The preamble declares India to be a republic. India is not ruled by a monarch or a nominated head of the state. India has an elected head of the state, that is the President of India, who wields power for a fixed term of 5 years. Every 5 years, the people of India indirectly elect their president. Next feature is the universal adult suffrage. So it is an important feature of the Indian Constitution. All adult citizens of India are given right to vote. So this is another feature of the Indian Constitution, that it provides for universal adult suffrage. All men and women enjoy equal rights to vote. Each adult man and woman above the age of 18 years have the right to vote. All registered voters get the opportunity to vote in the election. Next is the single citizenship. India is the single independent sovereign integrated state. So there is a system of single citizenship. The citizens of India are the citizen of India. Unlike other federation, we do not provide dual citizenship to our citizens. All citizens enjoy a common uniform civil citizenship. They are entitled to equal right and freedom and equal protection of the state. So in this video lesson, I have also prepared 10 number of important questions from this lesson, that is highly important, essential, useful for the students of political science for CBCS semester examination. It is also useful or valuable for the candidates who are preparing to appear completed examinations irrespective of or all completed examinations like IS, OS and other completed examinations. So you have, and it is also useful for the candidates preparing for entrance examinations like BED, CTET, OTT and other entrance examination, UGC, NET, etc. Thank you very much. Thank you.